Good morning. Slept 10 hours, feeling beautiful. Check out these plants. It's like a sea of foxtails growing out of soil. Well, it's chillax vibes. My parents and brothers will be chilling by the pool and hanging out till about 4 or 5 o'clock today when we go over to my cousin's house where her wedding is. It's gonna be a beautiful event. My cousin is getting married. Oh yeah. I'm gonna get some editing done, eat some fruits, hang out with my brothers, freaking chill. What did you get for lunch, Mom?
I got a Beyond Meat burger, which I've never had, but I've always heard about from Jackson, on a salad, avocado, artichokes. It's like the old days when I used to eat burgers. Wow,
Dude.
Really good.
Taking a walk around Palo Alto, trying to find me some grapes, keep that fruit life alive. Even though, you know, I'm eating cooked foods now. In the past, after Woodstock Fruit Festival, I got deep into the raw foods, and that's beautiful, that inspiration is great. But you know, I'm about to start an adventure, which I want to tell you here on YouTube. I'm not telling you about the adventure, I'm gonna tell you about that in a week from today, because that's the first day of the trip. But I just filmed a Patreon video on this walk to the grocery store, revealing what I'm gonna be doing, what my next adventure is. It's the most epic thing I've ever thought of, been a part of, about to go do. And I'm so happy to reveal it all to you early. For those of you who pledge $1 or more on Patreon to support me on my epic adventures and put out daily vlogs, I mean, you power my channel. I make a couple $100s a month on my YouTube videos just from views. It's the Patreon fam that is responsible and that are honestly like what I do my work for, because you guys are the ones who support me, who allow me to do what I can do. So I just revealed what my next adventure is a week in advance before anyone publicly can know. So if you do pledge on Patreon, go check out that video. If you haven't pledged yet, just for $1 a month, I post a bunch of exclusive vids that I don't share to the open public. So go check it out, and I'm really excited to start getting the energy hyped up for this next adventure, because it's gonna be so epic. Oh yeah, I lost my train of thought. In the past, I like stayed raw after Woodstock, and while raw foods are amazing and that inspiration is so good, this next adventure that I am about to take, there's gonna be some remote days in the beginning where eating a fully raw diet would never be possible. So it felt good actually for me to eat some like bread last night, and I'll eat some cooked foods today, just to get back into the casual flow of eating. It's okay, just eat as much raw foods as you can, and then when you gotta go to the bread and oatmeal and beans, that's beautiful too. No animals were harmed, and your body won't really be harmed either. Look what they have. I still have free coupons. Let's talk about love for a minute. I developed an entirely new understanding and definition of love. Oh my God, I literally didn't even plan this. This is my Happy Cow shirt. If you don't know what Happy Cow is, it is like the Yelp of vegan and vegetarian restaurants around the world. If you ever need to find a place and you're traveling, or if it's in your actually local town, go get the Happy Cow app. I use it all the time. It's an amazing resource. But love. While I was at Woodstock Fruit Festival, there's more love. There's an abundance of love there. Maybe even more abundant than the fruits, because it's a bunch of people opening their hearts, coming together, and we're singing and dancing and eating raw foods. And I totally developed a new understanding of what it means to me, and I'm gonna share it with you right now. It's super profound, to me at least. When I've been in love, it's when I become obsessed with a thing, right? My love for nature, you know, developed when I literally all I could think about was going out in the wilderness and backpacking, and the smell of damp soil and the sound of the birds and the quiet of any machinery or cars, and just being that whole thing that is contained in wilderness. I love it, and I'm in love with it. When you're in love with a human being, you think, or at least I thought, I was in love with that unique thing that is manifesting in a human body. You know, in love with a woman. I love everything about her. Her mind, body, smile, how she makes me feel. And I used to think that love was just becoming obsessed and purely in gratitude of something other than yourself. But that completely changed this past week. I realized that, at least for me, or maybe it's for everyone, I don't know, I still have to figure it out, but for me, love, being in love with something, is when I am reminded by that thing that we are all one, and that the universe and humans and animals and everything is all one entity. We're not separate. And the reason that I love a certain thing is because it serves as a reminder to me that we are all one. So let me give you an example. When you get into a relationship with another human and you discover that you have the same interests, and the things that make you laugh also makes them laugh, and maybe they do something that makes you feel warm and funny and smiley inside, and maybe you start to fall in love with that person. If you think about it, all the reasons that you're in love with them is because you're being affected, your internal heart and emotions is being affected by what you thought was a separate other entity, this other human being living their own experience, but then you realize that they are an essential puzzle piece into your heart, and you say, I love them. But really, what you're in love with is the notion that you are not alone and isolated, and other influences in the world really make you who you are. You're not smiling without looking at this other person's eyes. So they're literally a puzzle piece into your heart. And that's what love is. And that's why, you know, the whole concept of monogamy versus polyamory is such a big concept within the spiritual community and vegan community and people who are open-minded, because this notion that you can only be in love with one person and express love with one person, to me, is crazy, because there's so many people and things and nature and animals that make me realize that we're all connected, and thus I love them. And that's why it makes so much sense to not put any labels or restrictions on the people or things that you can express your love to, because love is abundant. Because if you realize that we are all one, we are all a part of this together, the whole universe. You know, we started as a pinpoint and exploded in the Big Bang, and then planets were created, and suns and papayas and mangoes and buildings and humans and animals, but it all comes from the same energy, and we're always recycling. You know, you're gonna die someday, and your body, the energy from your body, is going to be absorbed into the earth or the ocean or whatever, or into heat, and some other entity is going to take that energy and make it become themselves. We're literally all the same stuff. We're all made of the same stuff. And love is when you realize and when you're reminded of what is true, which that we are all one. And we develop these blockages and distractions in our lives, in our complex lives, where we need to make money to survive, and we get hurt by other people and all this stuff. We forget the reality that we are all connected, and what love is the things that remind you of the truth. And that is the most liberating feeling in the world, because it takes all possession out of love, because love's abundant, it's everywhere, and it can be experienced in so many different ways. Romantically with other humans, it can be experienced when a dog licks your face and you just see in its eyes how happy it is and how loving it is, how it knows that we are all one. So that's what I'm processing, and I feel like I'm just so excited. Like, the news of the universe is so good. You know, most of the news right now in these crazy times with all this violence and hate politically, and culturally, honestly, in many places, those are the distractions, and we need to keep on remembering what is true. And the Woodstock Fruit Festival, a conscious community, is one of those beautiful reminders of what is true. So that's what I'm going through right now, and I'm trying to radiate out as much love as I possibly can, because we are all one. So if you want to be happy, you got to make everyone else and every other thing around you happy. That's why we shouldn't eat animals. That's why we should recycle. That's why we should try to be as sustainable as possible, and just be non-harming. It's all love. It's all love. Okay, I gotta go get dressed in a suit. That's gonna be fun for you guys to see. It's my dad's suit. I refused to go buy a new one. I was like, I'm only gonna use this once every few years, so I'm borrowing my dad's. And speaking of love, my cousin's getting married, so this is gonna be a celebration of love. My parents brought these clothes. I assume this is mine? I think the last time I wore a suit was my bar mitzvah. Just kidding. I'm pretty sure. Alright, let's do this. Alright, I'm entering the wedding. Who knows how much I'll film here. Gotta save for family time, but I put the mala on, so people are like, alright, he's dressed appropriately, but they also know he's down for
Welcome home.
He's down for spiritual experiences.
Happy wedding, Caroline.
And place it on the ring finger of Caroline's left hand.
It's always fun to figure out how to eat in kind of non-vegan friendly scenarios. This is a watermelon hors d'oeuvre with some sesame seeds and microgreens. Man, delicious. I remember playing in San Diego with my cousin Caroline, I mean, ever since I was tiny. And now she just got married. That's a trip. Things like that really put into perspective how quickly your life is moving. It was a beautiful event. Congratulations, Caroline. I don't know if you've ever seen one of my vlogs, but I love you. And you and your family and Nima, your husband. It's all beautiful and inspires me, because one day I would love to find a companion to spend my life with. But will it be called a marriage? Will we have an event like that? I don't think so for me, but it's still awesome to see love, being the seeds being sowed for years of beautiful growth. What else? Going to Los Angeles tomorrow. I'll be there for like 4 or 5 days, and then we go on the epic adventure, which I just posted on my Patreon, and I'm so excited for people to start freaking out because it's so awesome. And what else did I want to talk about? Anything? Definitely feeling a little like post-Woodstock, not sadness, but like, aw, I missed them. And tonight is the last night of Woodstock. Everyone's probably staying up all night at the bonfire, durian parties, and I'm sad that I couldn't be there, but it's definitely important to be here with the family. And it's not very often that me and all my brothers and my parents and extended family are all together, so that's very important. Fam is important. I love you. I'm in love with you because you give me meaning. By watching these videos, by eating compassionately and living just an inspiring and blissful life. If I can have any little, you know, role in you manifesting that for yourself, I love you, because we're a family. And yeah, you really do give me purpose in life. Much love, Dream Extreme.